Welcome to Mr. Rafa Online Tuitions. My name's Angel Chanda. Please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Mr. Rafa Online Tuitions. Also, don't forget to click on the notification button so that whenever I upload the video of this nature, you will be the first one to watch the video. Follow me as I crack down the codes of mathematics, paper 1, 2024 internal final exams. Question 1, simplify. So the first thing that we are going to do here, we are going to break the brackets. So number 1, we break the brackets. 3 times 2x, the answer is 6x. 3 times negative 4, the answer is negative 12. So this is negative. You treat this one as a negative 2. So negative 2 times x, that is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 1, the answer is positive 2. So from there, we're going to correct the like terms. Remember, like terms are those terms with same letters and same powers. Those are what we call like terms. So in this case, 6x, 2x are like terms. So we're going to say 6x minus 2x. So the sign is not going to change because it is not crossing the equal sign. And this is negative 12. So negative 12 plus 2. 6x minus 2x, the answer is 4x. Then we have negative 12 plus 2. So negative and positive, we subtract. So there, 12 minus 2, that is 10. Sign of the bigger number is negative. So we're going to have negative 10. So this is the answer. So 4x minus 10. Evaluate, open bracket negative 2, close bracket to the power 0, times open bracket negative 2, close bracket to the power negative 3. So these are indices, and we are multiplying powers of the same bases. So in this case, the bases are the same. So if the bases are the same, what do? So we need to add the power. So if you have a to the power n times a to the power m, so it is going to be a n plus m. So I'm multiplying powers of the same bases. You add the power. So that's what we are going to do here. We have the same bases. So we have negative 2 to the power 0 plus negative 3. So in this case, we are going to have negative 2 to the power 0 plus negative 3. It is negative 3. So what do we have? What we have is what we call the negative index. So if you have the negative index, what do? So you have to change. This negative must become a positive. So how is it going to become a positive? It will be 1. So it will be 1 over negative 2 to the power 3. So the negative has been changed to positive. So what is the final answer? So the final answer is 1 over negative 2 to the power 3. It is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. So there we have 1 over negative 2 times negative 2. That is positive 4. Positive 4 times negative 2. That is negative 8. But the best way to write your answer is negative 1 over 8. Number 3, factorize completely 27y to the power 2 minus 3x to the power 2. So the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to check the common factor. So in this case, 3 is the common factor. So 3 into 27, it is 9. 3 into 3x squared, it is x squared. So now, this is not the final answer. remember that 9 is a perfect square number. And then we have the two squareds, y squared and x squared. So we can express 9 to be the square by finding the square root of 9. So we can find the square root of 9. So the square root of 9 is 3. So we have 3. The square root of 9 is 3. So we have 3 squared y squared minus x squared. So this is difference of two square method. So remember the formula for the difference of two square method. If you have a squared minus b squared, it is equal to, that is difference of two square method. So positive can be there, negative can be there, positive can be there, negative can be there. It is just the same. So we have a minus b, a plus b. So this is difference of two square method. So it's the same formula that we are going to apply here. So it is going to be 3. Now I'll introduce what we call the square brackets. So two pairs of brackets. So positive, negative. So we have 3y minus x, 3y minus x, 3y plus x. This is the final answer. Question 4. A straight line L is represented by the equation 2x minus y is equal to 5. Find the gradient of the line L. So how do we find gradient? From the equation of a straight line. So this is the equation of a straight line. Okay, this is, so consider the equation of a straight line. So it is y is equal to mx plus c. So where m is the gradient, c is a y-intercept, provided y is the subject of the formula. So I'm going to make y the subject of the formula. So I'll say this 2x, it will come this side. This remains negative y is equal to negative 2x plus 5. So I'll divide throughout with a negative. Remember that I'm making y the subject of the formula. So over negative 1, over negative 1, over negative 1. So negative, negative goes. So it is y is equal to negative into negative. It is a positive. So it will be positive 2x. Negative into positive, it is negative 5. So I've made y to be the subject of the formula. So the next thing that I'll do is I'll check the coefficient of x. So the coefficient of x, this is a gradient. So in this case, the coefficient of x is 2. So gradient is equal to 2. Gradient is equal to 2. So shade the region P intersection R complement intersection Q on the Venn diagram in the answer space below. So shade P intersection R complement intersection Q. So this simply means that we are shading the elements which are not in the intersection of R, but they are in the intersection of P and Q. So let us look at the intersections. So the intersection of R, this is the intersection of R. Okay? So this complement, it means the elements which are not in the intersection of R, and this is the intersection of R. So the elements which we are talking about, these are the elements. So those are the elements that are in the intersection of P and Q, but they are not in the intersection of R. I can relate this by saying P intersection Q intersection R complement. So meaning the elements which are in the intersection of P and Q, but they are not in the intersection of R. These are the elements. So question 6. The magnitude of PQ is 20 units. Given that vector OP is 5, 0 and vector OQ is 17, y, find the positive value of y. So how do we find the value of y? Since we've been given the magnitude, we're going to use the formula for magnitude to find the value of y. So first of all, let us find the vector PQ. So vector PQ is equal to vector PO plus OQ. That is the formula. So we have vector PO. So there is a change of direction. What we have is vector OP, so which is 5, 0. So now in the formula it is PO. So there is a change of direction. So this one is going to be a negative. So it will be negative 5, 0 plus. This one is not going to change because it is OQ and OQ in the question. So it will be 17, y. Vector PQ is equal to negative 5 plus 17. We are going to have positive 12. So there is nothing like negative 0. So it is 0 plus y, which is y. So this is vector PQ. But our interest is the magnitude of PQ. So this is the magnitude. Our interest is the magnitude of PQ. So we're going to find the magnitude of PQ. So remember that this is x, this is y. So the magnitude of PQ is equal to the square root of x squared, square root of x squared plus y squared. So magnitude of PQ is given to be 20. So 20 is equal to x is 12. So it will be 12 squared plus y, it is y, so it will be y squared, square root. So now the first thing, we need to remove the square root by introducing the squares both sides. By introducing the squares both sides. So the square root and the squared goes. So 20 squared, we are going to have 400. So 400 is equal to 12 squared, 144, plus y squared. So from there, we correct the like terms. So we're going to have 400 minus 144 is equal to y squared. So y squared is equal to 400 minus 144. It will give us 256. Then from there, I'll introduce the square roots, both sides. So now, since they are saying find the positive value, we are not going to introduce positive or negative. So there we say square root and the squared goes, y is equal to the square root of 256. That is 16. So y is equal to 16. So given that matrix A is 4, 1, 5, 1, and matrix B is x minus 1, 2, 1, 0, find a to the power t. So matrix A is given to be 4, 1, 5, 1. So matrix A to the power t, this is the transpose. So how do we find the transpose of the matrix? Let a row change to a column. So this row, it will change to a column like that. Then let this row change as well to a column by saying 1, 1. So this is a transpose. Remember that this 4, we call it a pivot. So a pivot does not change. So part B, find x if AB is 10, 2, 4, 1. So what is AB? AB, it means A times B. That's what it means. So we are going to multiply A times B. So we are going to multiply matrix A times matrix B. Then we equate it to 10, 2, 4, 1. So A, it is 4, 5, 1, 1 times matrix B, x minus 1, 2, 1, 0 is equal to 10, 4, 2, 1. So how do we multiply? Remember how we multiply matrices. It is row times column. So row times column. So this row times this column, the result is 10. This row times this column, the result is 4. This row times this column, the result is 2. This row times this column, the result is 1. So 1 times 1, it is 1 plus 1 times 0, 0. The answer is 1. So there we are just interested with x. So we just say this times this is equal to 10. So we say 4 times x minus 1 plus 5 times 2. So 5 times 2 is equal to 10. So 4 times x, that is 4x. 4 times 1, that is negative 4. 5 times 2, that is 10, is equal to 10. So there we have 4x equals negative 4 plus 10. The answer is positive 6. The answer is positive 6. So when positive 6 crosses the equal sign, it will become negative 6. So 4x equals 10 minus 6, we are going to have 4. So over 4, 4 goes, x is equal to 4 into. Question 8, given that 99, 92, and 85 are the first 3 terms of an arithmetic progression, find the 6th term. So how do we find the 6th term? So the formula for arithmetic progression is so that is the formula for the arithmetic progression. So in this case, we want the 6th term. So 6th term is equal to the first term is 99, the second term is 92, the third term is 85. So this is the first term, second term, third term. So the first term is 99 plus the value for n, it is 6. So we want the 6th term. So 6 minus 1. So d, you say d is equal to second term minus first term. So second term is 92 minus 99, which is the first term. The answer is negative 7. So d is negative 7. 99, 6 minus 1, that is 5. 5 times negative 7. The answer is negative 35. So 6th term is equal to 99 plus negative 35. The answer is 64. So if you want, You can first find the common difference, which is -7, then you add it there until you find the sixth term, or you can use this formula. Find the nth term. So nth term is equal to first term, it is 99, which is A. So A is the first term, plus nth term, that's what we want, minus 1. D, that is -7. So there we say nth term is equal to 99. -7 times n, that is -7n. -7 times -1, that is +7. So from there, we correct the like terms. 99 plus 7 minus 7n. So the final answer is nth term is equal to 99 plus 7. We are going to have 106 minus 7n. Line A, a six-sided die is thrown once. Find the probability of getting a number which is a multiple of 3. So remember that a die, it has 6 faces. And those 6 faces, phase 1 it has 1, phase 2 it has 2, phase 3 3, phase 4 4, phase 5 5, phase 6 6. So it has 6 faces. So now find the probability of getting a number which is a multiple of 3. So how do we find multiples? So multiples of 3. So this is what it means when we say multiples of 3. So multiples of 3, we have 1 times 3 is equal to 3. So 2 times 3, we have 6. 3 times 3, we have 9. Now we've not reached 9. So now we have 2 multiples of 3 in these spaces. So we have 3 and 6. So these two are multiples of 6. So probability that it is the number, getting a number which is a multiple of 3 is equal to, so how many successive outcomes that we have? We have 2 successive outcomes. So multiple, probability that's a multiple of 3 is equal to, we have 2 successive outcomes. 2 successive outcomes divided by the total number of possible outcomes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. So we have 6. So 2 into 2, 1, 2 there, 3. So the answer is 1 over 3. So the probability that is a multiple of 3, probability that it's a multiple of 3 is equal to 1 over 3. Then part B, solve the equation 1 minus 2t squared is equal to 25. So how do we solve for t? So we have open bracket 1 minus 2t close bracket squared. But how do we solve for t? So the first thing that we need to do, we need to remove this squared. So how do we remove a squared? By introducing a square root, both sides. So we introduce the square root. So introducing the square root, this side you say positive or negative. So square root and the squared goes, we remain with 1 minus 2t is equal to positive or negative. The square root of 25, it is 5. Then from there, we're going to make 2 equations. This is what it means. So equation 1, it will be 1 minus 2t is equal to positive 5. Or 1 minus 2t is equal to negative 5. So there we say this one, it will go this side, it will be negative. So it will be negative 2t is equal to 5 minus 1, or negative 2t is equal to negative 5 minus 1. So negative 2t is equal to 5 minus 1, that is 4, or negative 2t is equal to negative 5 minus 1, that is negative 6, over negative 2, over negative 2, negative 2 goes, so negative 2 into 4, that is negative 2, or over negative 2 over negative 2, negative 2 goes, t is equal to negative 2 into negative 6, it is positive 3. So t is equal to negative 2 or positive 3. So those are the two values of t. 10a, given that the universal set is natural numbers less than 10, set A is even numbers, and set B is prime numbers, list A complement intersection B. So part A, we have the universal set, they are natural numbers less than 10. So natural numbers less than 10, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10, it is not going to be part of the universal set because they have said less than 10. But if they had said less or equal to 10, then 10 would have been there. Then set A, they are even numbers. Even numbers, these are numbers that are divisible by 2. So divisible by 2, we have 2 itself, we have 4, we have 6, and 8. So these are even numbers. Then set B, we have prime numbers. So what are prime numbers? Prime numbers, these are numbers that are divisible by 1 and themselves. So it is divisible by 1 and itself. By 1 and itself. So 1 can go into 2 and 2 can go into 2. So 2 is a prime number. 3 is a prime number. 5 is a prime number. 7 is a prime number. 9 is not a prime number because 3 can go into 9 without leaving a remainder. So now, let me draw properly so that you understand. We have the universal set. We have set A. We have set B. So let's first of all look at the elements that are in both set A and set B. So we have 2. So 2. So here we remain with 4, 6, and 8. For B, we remain with 3, 5, and 7. So the elements which are not in A and in B, we have 1 and 9. So now let's look at the elements which are not in A but are in B. So the elements which are not in A but they are in B, which are not in A but they are in B, we have 3, 5, 7. So we have 3, 5, 7. So these are elements which are not in A but they are in B. In part B, in the following diagram, PQRSTU is a rectangular prism such that PQ is equal to QR. So this triangular prism, it is an isosceles. So two sides are equal. So state the number of planes of symmetry of the prism. So now, the planes of symmetry that a triangular prism which is an isosceles has 2. It has 2 planes of symmetry. So when we cut here, so we are going to have two planes, this side one and that side two. So these two, they are identical to each other. So the diagram shows the positions of towns A, B, and C on the Earth's surface. So the first question is, what is the time at C when the time at A is 11:22 hours? So what is the time at C when the time at A it is 11:22 hours? So meaning we are moving from C to A. So which is the movement is westward. So westward, time is lost. So C to A, which is westward, so time is lost. So first of all, we are going to find what we call the time difference. So how do we find the time difference? So let's find theta first. So theta is equal to, so C it is on 45 degrees east and A it is 75 degrees west. So opposite sides we're going to add. So 75 plus 45. So theta is equal to 120 degrees. That is theta. So the time difference now, we are going to say 120 divided by 15. So where is 15 coming from? You need to understand that every 15 degrees movement of the Earth clockwise is equal to 1 hour. So 15 into 120, 8 hours. So this is the time difference. So now, since we are moving from C to A, which is westward movement, time is lost. So we are going to subtract. So 11, 22, 080 hours. Subtract. So this is 22. So 11 minus 8. So we have 03 hours 22 minutes. So part B, a plane flies from A to B in 9 hours. A to B in 9 hours. Calculate its speed if the distance between A and B is 7,200 nautical miles. So speed is equal to distance divided by time taken. So we want speed. So distance is given to be 7,200 nautical miles. Then the time taken is 9 hours. 9 into 7,200. The answer is 800. 800 knots. So make sure that you put the correct units. Number 12a, solve the equation 3 to the power 1 minus 2x plus 4 is equal to 5. So there, the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to collect the like terms. So 4, it will go this side. So we'll say 3 to the power 1 minus 2x is equal to 5. It was positive 4. When it comes here, it will be negative 4. So 3 to the power 1 minus 2x equals 5 minus 4. It is 1. So remember indices. These are equations involving indices. So what do we do? So in this case, we have 3 this side. Our interest here is to have equal bases, but the bases, they are different. So I'll say 3 to the power 1 minus 2x equals 3 to the power 0. So remember that 3 to the power 0 is 1. Any number or letter to the power 0, it's 1. So 3 to the power 0, it's 1. So now I have equal bases. I'm going to cancel this one and this one goes. I remain with 1 minus 2x is equal to 0. So negative 2x is equal to negative 1 over negative 2 over negative 2. So x is equal to positive, negative goes, it is positive 1 over 2. That is the value for x. Part B, the diagram shows a sector A or B whose area is 231 centimeters squared and radius 14 centimeters. The angle subtended at the center is theta. Find the value of theta. So what have we been given in this question? So area is given. So we are going to use the formula for the area of a sector. So area of a sector is given by theta over 360 times pi r squared. That is the formula. So area is given to be 231 equals. So we want theta. So theta over 360 times pi, it is 22 over 7. Then the radius is 14, so it will be 14 squared. So 14 squared, it is 14 times 14. So that is 14 squared. So from there, I'm going to simplify by saying 7 into 7, it's 1. 7 there, it is 2. So 2 there, 2 into 22, it is 11. 2 there, it is 180. 2 there, it's 1. 2 there, it is 90. So 2 there, it is 45. 2 there, it is 7. So what am I doing? I am simplifying. So in this case, I'll cross multiply, where I'll say 231 times 45. So 231 times 45 equals theta times 11 times 7 to give us 77 theta. So over 77 over 77. 77 goes. So theta is equal to, so 77 into 77, 177 into 231, it is 3. So 3 times 45. So the answer is 135 degrees. Number 13, given that f of x is equal to 3x plus 5 and g of x is equal to x plus 4 over 3, find g inverse of x. So here we are going to use g function. So the g function is g of x is equal to x plus 4 over 3. So the first thing, for you to find the g inverse function, let g of x be y. So y equals x plus 4 over 3. Then make x the subject of the formula. So this is 1. We cross multiply y times 3. It is 3y is equal to x plus 4. So for it to come this side, it will be 3y minus 4 is equal to x. So we've made x the subject of the formula. Next thing now, we are going to replace y with x. So we are going to say g inverse of x equals, where there is y, we put x. So this is the answer. Part B, find g of f of x. So this is what we call a composite. This is what we call a composite function. So a composite function is a combination of two or more functions. So here there is a combination of g function and f function. So f function has gone into the g function. So the best way to do it is we have g of x to be x plus 4 over 3 f of x is equal to 3x plus 5. So now it means g f of x, it means that f, which is 3x plus 5, it will go where? It will go there. So we're going to have g f of x is equal to, where there is x, we substitute 3x plus 5 plus 4 over 3. So 3x 5 plus 4, it is 9 over 3. We can factorize, so 3 is common. So 3 into 3x, it is x. 3 into 9, it is 3 over 3. So this 3 and this 3 goes. So the final answer is x plus 3. Part C, so find g f of 4. So for us to find g f of 4, we're going to use g f of x. So g f of x we have is x plus 3. So where there is x here, we are going to substitute what? 4. So g f x of 4. So where there is x, we substitute 4. So 4 plus 3. The answer is 7. Number 14, a container of cooking oil has a mass of 15.4 kg. Part A, find the tolerance of the mass of the container of cooking oil. So what is tolerance? Tolerance is a difference between the upper limit and the lower limit. That's how we find tolerance. Is equal to upper limit minus lower limit. So how do we find the upper limit? First of all, we are going to find what we call the absolute error. So absolute error is equal to, it is to 1 decimal place. So we are going to say 1 over 2 times 0.01 kg. So the answer is 0.05 kg. That is the absolute error. So to find the upper limit, we are going to add 15.4 plus 0.05. So 15.4 plus 0.05, what we are going to have is 15.45 kg. So this is the upper limit. Then the lower limit, you need to subtract. So 15.4 minus 0.05. So let this gap be a 0. So 10 minus 5, it is 5. Then this is 3. 3 minus 0, it is 3. So 15.35 is the lower limit. So tolerance is equal to upper limit is 15.45. Then the lower limit minus the lower limit, which is 15.35. So 5 minus 5, 0. 4 minus 3, it's 1. 15 minus 15, it's 0. So this is tolerance. Part B, write down the relative error of the mass of the container of the cooking oil as a fraction in its simplest form. So relative error is equal to absolute error divided by the true value. So absolute error we have, it is 0.05. 0.05 over the true value is 15.4. So there you just have to clear the points. So for you to clear this point, you multiply by 100. So it has 2 decimal places, 2 decimal places. So even here, 2 decimal places, which is 100. So 0.05 times 100, it will give us 5. 15.4 times 100, it will give us 1,540. Then you divide 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 15, 3, 5 into 4, 0, 5 into 40, 8. So the answer is 1 over 308. So relative error is 1 over 308. 15a, the diagram in the answer space show triangle ABC with vertices A 2,3, B 4,2, and C 4,4. Triangle ABC is mapped onto triangle A1, B1, C1 under a reflection in the line x is equal to 0. Draw triangle A1, B1, C1 on the diagram in the answer space. So the first thing that we need to do, we need to identify the line of symmetry. So the line of symmetry is given to be x is equal to 6. So that is x is equal to 6. Then now let's look at the reflection now. So let's start with point A. How is point A going to reflect? This is the mirror line. So this is how we count. So our counting should be perpendicular. So this is point A. Point A, from point A to the mirror line, we have how many boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, from the mirror line, going the other side, the reflection must have 4 boxes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is where A1 will be. Let's go to B. So from point B to the mirror line, we have 1, 2. So from the mirror line going that side, we need to have again 2 boxes, 1, 2. So that is where B1 will be. Same applies with C. From C to the mirror line, we have 1, 2. 1, 2. That is where C1 is. So we just have to join the points. So that is reflection. B, the equation of a curve is y is equal to x minus 2x squared plus 1 over x to the power 3. Find dy dx. So that is differentiation. So how do we differentiate? So the first thing that I'll do is I'll simplify the equation. I've seen there is a fraction here. I'll simplify it by saying y is equal to x minus 2x squared plus x to the power negative 3. So this one, this is the negative. So now let's differentiate. So we say dy dx is equal to, remember we differentiate, this is power 1. So you bring power 1 there, you multiply, then you subtract power minus 1. So we're going to have 1 times x, 1 minus 1, minus the power is 2 times 2x. From the power, you subtract 1. The power is negative 3 times x to the power negative 3 minus 1. So dy dx is equal to 1 times x. It is x. 1 minus 1, 0. Negative 2 times 2, we have negative 4x. 2 minus 1, 1. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x. Negative 3 minus 1, we are going to have negative 4. So the final answer is dy dx is equal to any number or letter to the power 0, it's 1, minus any number or letter to the power 1, it's a number or letter itself, so it is 4x. Then I can simplify 3x to the power negative 4, it is 3 over x to the power 4. Number 16, it is given that a varies as b and inversely as the square of c, and a is equal to 9 when b is equal to 12 and c is equal to 2. Find the value of k, the constant of variation. We have a varies as b and inversely as the square of c. So we are going to say a is equal to b times 1. It is b. We introduce k, the constant, over c squared. So the question is, find the value of k, the constant of variation. So whenever I introduce the equal sign, I'll introduce k, the constant. So from there, we just have to substitute. Where there is a, we substitute 9. Where there is b, 12. Where there is c, 2. So a, it is 9. B, it is 12 times k over, where there is c, substitute 2, so it will be 2 squared. So 9 is equal to 12k over 4 squared, that is 4. So 4 into 4, 1. 4 into 12, 3. So we have 9 is equal to 3k over 3 over 3. So 3 goes. So k is equal to 3 into 9, that is 3. So the value for k is 3. Part B, find the value of a when b is 16 and c is 4. So the equation of variation is a is equal to, the value for k is 3. So where there is k, we substitute 3. So it will be 3b over c squared. That is the variation equation. So find the value of a when b is 16 and c is 4. So a is equal to 3 times b is 16, c is 4. So we have 4 squared. A is equal to 3 times 16 over 4 squared is 16. So 16 into 16 goes. So a is equal to 3. Find the values of c when b is 25 and a is 3. So remember the equation. A is equal to 3b over c squared. Where there is a, we substitute 3. Where there is b, we substitute 25 over c squared. So there we cross multiply. C squared times 3 is c squared 3. 3 times 25. So over 3 over 3. 3 goes, c squared is equal to 3 goes. So we have 25. We introduce positive or negative this side. So square root and squared goes, c is equal to positive or negative. The square root of 25, it is 5. So c is equal to positive 5 or negative 5. It's equal to 5 or negative 5. Number 17. In the following diagram, P, Q, and R are points on the circumference of the circle. Center O. ARB is a tangent. ARB is a tangent to the circle at the point R. Angle ABP is equal to 15 degrees and angle ARP is 44 degrees. So the first question is find angle OPR. OPR. So angle OPR. So this angle. So how do we find angle OPR? Remember that triangle OPR, it is an isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle meaning this is radius and this is radius. So the two radii, they are the same. So that is an isosceles triangle. So this angle is equal to this angle. Okay? So angle OPR is equal to angle ORP. So these two angles, they are the same. So now remember that radius and the tangent, they are perpendicular, meaning this is 90 degrees. So I'll just say 90 minus 44 degrees. The answer is 46 degrees. So this is 46 degrees. And this angle is 46 degrees as well. But B, find angle PQR. PQR, this angle. So remember that this angle, the angle on the center is twice the angle on the circumference. Remember that point. So the angle on the center, this one, is twice the angle on the circumference. So part B, so the triangle that we have, so this is an isosceles triangle, which is we have O there, we have P, we have R. So what we do is we find angle O by saying angle O is equal to 180 minus 46 minus 46. So the answer is 88 degrees. So 88 degrees, that is the angle on the center. So the angle on the center is 88 degrees. So remember that the angle on the center is twice the angle on the circumference. So I just have to divide by 2 for me to have angle Q. 8 over 2, so the answer is 44 degrees. Angle BPR. Angle BPR. So this angle. So it is simple. This is R. So already part of the R we have 46. So this angle, it is 46 plus 90 degrees. So where is 46 plus 90 degrees coming from? So remember that this is the 46 that we are talking about, and this one is perpendicular to this one. So that simply means that this is 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees. So 90 degrees plus 46. That's what we are saying. So we are going to say 180 minus 15 minus 136 degrees. So BPR is equal to 29 degrees. (18a). A company declares a dividend of 8%, merely owns 1,300 shares of value 75 kwacha each. How much dividend does she receive? So here the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to find the total amount for 1,300 shares. So 1,300 shares times 75 each. So the answer is 97,500 kwacha. So this is the total amount. Now we are going to find the 8% of 97,500. That is the dividend that she received. So 8% is 8 over 100 times 97,500. So two zeros goes. So we are going to have 8 times 975. 7,800 kwacha. So that is the 8%. That is the 8%. That is the 8%. Part B, the point -1, -4 is the midpoint of the line PQ. Given that P is the point 2, -3, find the coordinates of the point Q. So we've been given the midpoint of PQ, which is -1, -4. Then the point P is given. What is the point Q? Remember the formula for the midpoint. So the midpoint of PQ, the midpoint of PQ is equal to x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So the midpoint is -1, -4 equals, this is x1, y1. So x1 is +2 plus x2, which we don't know, over 2. Y1 is -3 plus y2 over 2. So from here now, we are going to make two equations. So we'll take the corresponding points. So this is x, this is y. So x, it will go with x. Y, it will go with y. So we are going to make two equations. So it will be -1 is equal to 2 plus x2 over 2. Then for y, we are going to have -4 is equal to -3 plus y2 over 2. So from there, I'll cross multiply. 2 times -1, it is -2 is equal to 2 plus x2. So when this is +2, when it comes here, it will be -2. So x2 is equal to -4. So let's go now to the value for y. So for the value of y, when we cross multiply, we are going to have -8 is equal to -3 plus y2. So this is negative. When it comes here, it will be +3 y2. So y2 is equal to -8 plus 3. The answer is -5. So the coordinate q now becomes the value for x is -4, comma y, it is -5. So remember that the coordinate, it is x, comma y. So the value for x is negative, for the value for y is -5. Number 19, in the following diagram, A, B, and C are 3 points on level ground. A is due north of C. Angle ABC is equal to 50 degrees. And angle ACB is equal to 60 degrees. Calculate the bearing of A from B. So calculate the bearing of A from B. So you need to go for B, which is the last letter. So the last letter is B. So you go where B is and you draw a true north. You draw a true north on B, then you move from B to A. So B to A, you move clockwise now. B to A, you move clockwise. So this is the angle that they are looking for. So this is 180 degrees. So 180 plus this angle, which we don't know. Already we have this 50, but you need to understand that this 60 is equal to this 60. So this 60 is alternating with this one. Okay, so if this is 60, this is also what? 60. So the answer is 180 plus 50 plus 60 degrees. So there, the answer is 180 plus 110. So it is 290 degrees. Then part B, calculate the bearing of B from A. So we need to go on A. So A, the true north is already there. So we'll move from A to B clockwise. So where is B? So from here to there. So that is the angle. So remember that this angle and this angle, they add up to 180. So that simply means that we have this angle. Okay, a triangle adds up to 180. So 180 minus 50 minus 60, we are going to have 70 degrees. So this is 70. And this is a straight line. A straight line adds up to 180. So 180 minus 70, the answer is 110 degrees. So again, the other method that we can use is the alternate angles. 50 plus 60 is 110. So this angle is alternating with this angle. Number 20, two solid cylinders are geometrically similar. The ratio of their corresponding radii is 3 to 1. Given that the volume of the bigger cylinder is 216 centimeters cubic, calculate the volume of the smaller cylinder. So we've been given the ratio of their corresponding radii, which is 3 to 2. Given that the volume of the bigger cylinder, the bigger ratio is 3. So its volume is 216. So what is the volume of the smaller cylinder? So now the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to change this ratio to volume ratio. So how do we change to volume ratio? By introducing power 3, power 3. So 2 to the power 3, it is 27. 2 to the power 3, 3 to the power 3, 27. 2 to the power 3, that is 8. So 216 to x. From there now we can cross multiply. 27 times x, 27x. Eight times 216. So there we say over 27 over 27, 27, 27 goes, x is equal to, so the answer is 64 centimeters cubic. So that is the value for x. So that is the value for the volume of the small cylinder. The following diagram, ABCD is a trapezium. AB is parallel to CD, and X is a point on CD such that AX is the perpendicular height of the trapezium. AB is A, CB is B, AX is H. In the answer space below is an incomplete program written in pseudocode for calculating the area of the trapezoid. Complete the program. So as you are completing the program, the first thing that you need to do, you need to understand the formula for the area of a trapezium. So area of a trapezium is 1 over 2 A plus B times height. So we have start, enter. What are we going to enter? So you're going to enter what is in the formula. So what is in the formula? Remember, the formula is area is equal to half A plus B times height. So you're going to enter A, B, and H. So A, B, H. Then area is equal to, now you introduce the formula. So the formula is A plus B H divided by what? 2. So this means division, everything divided by 2. Then we have the output A. You stop the program. 21. Write the 3 inequalities that define the unshaded region R on the diagram below. So this is the unshaded region. The unshaded region is bounded by 3 inequalities. 1, 2, 3. So the first thing, you need to identify special equations. So this is the special equation. So his special equation, it is cutting on the y-axis at 4. So this special equation, it is called y is equal to 4. So y is equal to 4. That is number 1 equation. So the first thing, we are writing the equation, then we'll come and write the inequalities. Then this one, it is not a special equation. So instead, we are going to apply the formula by saying y is equal to mx plus c. So what is c? C, it is the y-intercept. Y-intercept, it's a point in the y-axis where the line cuts. So this line, it is cutting the y-axis at 4. So meaning the y-intercept is 4. So y equals mx plus 4. So the y-intercept is 4. The next thing, I'm going to find gradient. So how do I find gradient? I need the value of y and the value of x. So this line, it is cutting the x-axis at -4. So this is -4, 0. So this is x, this is y. So y is 0, x is -4, m plus 4. So I'll make m the subject to the formula. This is +4. When it comes here, it will be -4. So -4m. So over -4 over -4. So this goes. So gradient is equal to -4 into -4. It is 1. So gradient is 1. So equation now becomes y is equal to, where there is m, here I'll substitute 1. So 1 times x, it is x. Y-intercept is 4. So this is equation 2. So we look at equation 3 now. So equation 3, remember that for this line, we don't know the y-intercept. We don't know where the line is cutting. So if we don't know where the line is cutting, then we will start by first finding m, which is the gradient. So how do we find gradient? Gradient is equal to y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So now we have two pairs of coordinates along this line, -6, 4. We have -4, 0. So -6, 4. So x1, y1. Then we have -4, 0. We have x2, y2. So gradient is equal to y1 is 4, y2 is 0, over x1 is -6 minus x2, it is -4. So gradient is equal to 4 minus 0, it is 4. Negative, negative, it is +4. So gradient is equal to 4. -6 plus 4, it is -2. So there we say gradient is equal to -2 into 4, it is -2. So that is a gradient. So now let's find the y-intercept. So now the equation becomes y is equal to, where there is m, I substitute -2 x plus c. So for me to find c, I need the value of x and the value of y. So where are we going to get the value of x and the value of y? From any of the two. So I'm going to get the simplest, where y is 0. So I'll put a 0 there. So y is equal to -2x plus c. So y is 0. Where there is x, we put -4 plus c. So 0, -2 times -4, it is +8. So +8, it will come this side, it will be -8. It's equal to c. So c is equal to -8. So the equation is y is equal to -2x minus 8. So we have now the three equations. So now the next thing we are going to put up now, the inequalities. So equation 1, we are defining region R, which is the unshaded region. So for this line, where region R is on the less part. So how do we know that this is the less part? This is 4. Coming down here, the numbers are decreasing. So for this line, where there is R, the numbers are decreasing, so that is the less part. Is less than 4. So the reason why it's going to be less than 4 is that it's a dotted line. So for a dotted line, there is no need for you to include the equal to. Then the second one, this is the line. So for this line, where there is R, this is greater and this is less. So here it is greater. It is for this line, where there is R, it is greater. Down here, it is less. So it is going to be y is greater or equal to x plus 4. Then we have this line. So where there is R, this is greater, this is less. So we have y is greater or equal to negative 2x minus 8. Number 22, a straight line L is perpendicular to the line y is equal to 3x plus 4. Given that line L passes through the point 3, A and as 3 as its y-intercept, find the value of A. So the straight line L is perpendicular to the line y is equal to 3x plus 4. Given that the line passes through the point and as 3 as the y-intercept, find the value of A. So the coordinate that we have is 3, A. So which is x, y. So line L is perpendicular to this line. Remember that for perpendicular lines, you have y is equal to mx plus c. So this is line L. So this is line L. So line L is perpendicular to this line. So that simply means that the gradient for this line is 3. So we can find the gradient of this line. So the gradient is gradient 2 is negative 1 over 3. So that is the gradient. So it will be y is equal to negative 1 over 3x plus c. So x is 3, y is a. So where there is y, you put a. Negative 1 over 3. Where there is x, you put 3 plus c. So there we are going to say a is equal to negative 1 over 3 times 3. It is negative 1 plus c. So we've been given the y-intercept. C is the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is 3. So where there is c, you put 3. So a is equal to negative 1 plus 3. So a is equal to negative 1 plus 3. It is 2. So the value for a is 2. So remember the condition for the perpendicular lines. Remember the conditions for the perpendicular lines. So the diagram shows a sketch of the graph of the curve passing through negative 5, 0 and negative 1, 0. Find the equation of the curve. So find the equation of the curve. So the equation of the curve, remember that the points A and B, they are in the x-axis. So in the x-axis, y is equal to what? To 0. So now we have point A. So point A is equal to negative 5. Point B is equal to negative 1. So of which A it is in x. So it will be x is equal to negative 5. X is equal to negative 1. So from there now, I will say let 5 come this side. It will be positive 5. It was negative, now it will be positive. So this side will remain with 0. This is negative. When negative 1 comes this side, it will be positive 1. This side will remain with 0. So here we are going to use the product rule. So product rule, this is equal to 0 and this is equal to 0. So that simply means that when we multiply this times this, we are going to have 0. So that simply means it will be x plus 5 times x plus 1 is equal to 0. So now is equal to 0. In the x-axis, y is equal to what? To 0. So there we break the brackets. Now I will say y. Why? Because in the x-axis, y is 0. So I will say y is equal to x times x, x squared, x times 1. We have x, 5 times x. We have 5x, 5 times 1. We have 5. So y is equal to x squared, x plus 5x. We are going to have 6x plus 5. So this is the equation. So coordinates of the turning point. Let's start with x. X is equal to negative b over 2a. So the equation is y equals x squared plus 6x plus 5. So here we have ax plus bx plus c. So the value for a is 1. So the coefficient of x squared is 1. The value for b is 6. The value for c is 5. So a is equal to 1. B is equal to 6. C is equal to 5. So x is equal to negative. Where there is b, we put 6. Over where there is a, we put 1. So x is equal to negative 6 over 2. So the answer is negative 3. So let's now find the value of y. So y is equal to 4ac minus b squared over 4a. So we substitute 4 times 1 times 5, we have 20, minus 6 to the power 2, we have 36. 4. So 20 minus 36, we have negative 16 over 4. So the answer is negative 4. Question 23, the last question. The following diagram is a speed time graph of a particle moving in a straight line. The particle decelerates uniformly from a speed of 35 meters per second to 20 meters per second in 10 seconds. It then moves at a constant speed of 20 meters per second for 15 seconds before it decelerates uniformly to come to rest at the 40th second. So the first question is calculate the retardation of the particle in the first 10 seconds. So retardation is equal to v minus u over t. So the final velocity is 20. So in the first 10 seconds, so the journey started from 35, then it came to 20. So the final velocity is 20. The initial velocity is 35. The time taken is 10. So the final velocity is 20. The initial velocity is 35 over 10. So 20 minus 35, it is negative 15 over 10. So 10 into negative 15 is negative 1.5 meters per second squared. Calculate the speed of the particle when time is equal to 31 seconds. So when time is 31. So let's assume that 31 is here. So find the speed. So the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to look at the formula that we are going to use to find the speed. So we are going to use this formula for acceleration. Acceleration is equal to v minus u over t, of which we want v, which is the final velocity. Initial velocity here is 20. Okay, the journey is starting from there up to here when time is 31. So now, do we have deceleration? Deceleration we don't have. So first of all, let us calculate deceleration. So deceleration is equal to final velocity from 20 to 0. So final velocity is 0, initial velocity is 20. The time taken from 25 to 40, we have 15. So deceleration is equal to 0 minus 20, negative 20 over 15. So the final answer is 5 there, it is 3, 5 there, it is 4, negative 4 over 3. So this is deceleration. Now, our main interest, it is to find now the final velocity, which is v. So we are going to use the same formula for deceleration. So deceleration we have, it is negative 4 over 3. So negative 4 over 3 equals final velocity. That's what we are looking for. Initial velocity is 20. Now the time taken, this is interesting. The time taken is not 31. So the time taken is to be 31 minus 25, which is 6. So from there we cross multiply. So negative 4 times 6, that's negative 24. 3 times v minus 20. So negative 24 is equal to 3 times v, it is 3v. 3 times 20, that is 60. So there we correct the like terms. So I have negative 24 plus 60 is equal to 3v. 6. So over 3, 3 goes. So v is equal to 12. So 12 meters per second. That is the value for v. Calculate the average speed of the particle for the whole journey. Calculate the average speed for the particle for the whole journey. So average speed is equal to distance for the whole journey divided by time taken for the whole journey. So do we have distance for the whole journey? We don't have distance for the whole journey. So I'm going to first calculate distance for the whole journey. Time for the whole journey is given to be 40, but distance for the whole journey we don't have. So distance for the whole journey is equal to. So when you've been asked to calculate distance for the whole journey, you need to calculate the area of the plane figure that has been given. So we are going to calculate the area of this. So now, what shape is this? So from here, I can see two trapezoids. So this trapezoid and this trapezoid. So we have two trapezoids here, this one and this one. So I'll calculate the area of this trapezoid, which is trapezoid A, plus area over trapezoid B. So area of trapezoid, we have 1 over 2 A plus B H plus C 1 over 2 a plus b times h. So meaning this is small a, this is small b, this is small h, this is capital letter A, this is big letter B, that is the height, the big height. So the small letter A from here to there, that is 20. So A is equal to 20, B is equal to 35, height is equal to 10. Then we go now to the capital letter A. So from here to there, A, it is 25 minus 10. Okay, 25 minus 10, which is 15. Then we have B, 40 minus 10, which is 30. So B is equal to 40 minus 10 is equal to 30. Then big height is from here to there, which is 20. So distance for the whole journey is 1 over 2. 20 plus 35 times 10 plus 1 over 2, 15 plus b, 30, 20. So there we say 1 over 2, 20 plus 30, that is 55, times 10 plus 1 over 2, 15 plus 30, that is 45, times 20. So 2 there, 1, 2 there, it's 5. 5 times 55, 275, plus 2 there, it's 1, 2 there, it's 10. 10 times 45, it is 450. So the answer is 725 meters. So that is the distance. So now let's calculate the average speed. Distance over time taken. So average speed is equal to distance is 725 over total time is 40. So 5 can go there. So 5 into 725. We have 145 over 5 into 40 is 8. So 8 into 145, we are going to have 18. Remember 1 over 8 meters per second.